I've also worked with Kalonzo and with in Azimio. I've worked with Rigathi Gachagua briefly, very briefly. And you know, it's very interesting when you see the kind of talks that are happening. You know, the first person who had said Rigathi Must Go was John Ruto. That he actually began that discussion in our county, and I was very worried and asked them what was not happening. That is water under the bridge. But basically, this is, I don't know, I would say the most difficult season to be a politician in Kenya. And things have moved and have changed very fast. When you talk of a government that you're saying must go, and you are part of the formation of that government, what are you telling Kenyans? You see, I was in Azimio, I was in Jubilee, I stuck in Jubilee, and over the weekend I looked at even the former deputy president almost running out of his breath talking about Uhuru should not be abused. That is, I actually cried one day trying to talk to my people in Murang'a and asking them, why are you know, being unfair to Uhuru? And the best thing he's trying to do is to help this region. And he's the one who came out and said Uhuru is a drunkard. He said he has been his PA. He's the one who got him from the bar. There were many things that he said at that time. So when I looked at him on Sunday, I was like, wow. So this is the same guy who is now almost becoming emotional and saying we were told to abuse Uhuru. Told by who? You told us yourself that you are his PA, that you are the one who got him from bar, that you are the one who knew how drunkard he was. So let us not sugarcoat things. And especially we who have a position, I'm nominated. Senator Joe is my senator in Murang'a County, and I respect him a lot. And you have a Matinga. We have an opportunity, and unfortunately, time is going. We have 2 years to go. What will we show Kenyans? Because right now, we are busy trying to tell them how we want 2027 to be. But what have we done from 2022 to 2027? It is unfortunate that the kind of leadership we have, it's a very selfish leadership. They are just thinking about themselves. Are the people saying Ruto must go genuine? For me, from where I sit, and I'm not the judge, I'm not God, I will say no. They are not genuine. And majority of them are failures. And because they have not performed, either as a senator, either as an MP, either as an MCA, or either whichever position you are in. Remember, when Kenyans went to vote, they casted votes for 6 individuals, from MCA to the MP, to the governor, to the senator, to the women rep. And there was one position of the president. Each and every person has a role to play. And if you start with an MP has more than 200 million shillings every year that he takes to the constituency. What has that MP done? But because majority of them have done nothing, the best thing they can come and say is Ruto must go, because that's the easy thing that will make people clap for you, that will make people forget what was your real agenda or what were you supposed to do for them. But remember, after 5 years, I hope, and especially from my region, that will not repeat the same mistake that happened in 2022. Because we came and said we are following so-and-so, or we came with, it was like a euphoria. And people just elected. The crowds are
getting louder, Sabina. They're getting louder. Ruto must go, Ruto must go.
That's what I'm saying. But the question is, I'm asking the people who are leading, and it's good for Kenyans to open their eyes. These people who are leading saying Ruto must go, what are these reasons that they are saying? I've heard many things that my friend here has said, and allow me to pick on one thing, because I was a former chair of health. And let me pick on SHA, which they have gone to the ground and told people SHA is not working. I have a sick dad, and I have taken him to hospital, and SHA has worked. I think yesterday in the papers there was a story of 2 men who took their wives to one hospital. One hospital. One of them paid 150,000. She was going for delivery. And the other one walked out with their wife without paying a dime. Why? Because one of them registered with SHA, the other one didn't. And when they were interviewed, they were asked, why didn't you register? I said, because I was told SHA is not working. Every process, and even every leader knows, there is a challenge in every process. Let me talk about presidency. It is not a cup of tea. You come in, you have people who are opposing you, you have people who are working with you, and these leaders are elected and they know, especially the people who help us in the campaign. Immediately after you get to the office, for instance, Senator Joe, he had many people who supported him in Murang'a County, but how many people can he employ in his office? Very few. So how many people can he impact to directly? Very few. But you get the same people coming and opposing you. the people who supported you. And you know, it's I see leadership as the same when you know, Jesus was the people sang Hosanna, Hosanna to Jesus, but immediately after, when the chance came of who should we crucify, they said crucify Jesus, the person who had performed miracles, the person who had done many good things to them, but people forgot. So it's not starting now. Human beings have a nature of trying to, you know, despise what is there and looking for more. But what are we even offering? And I think that's a question the president was asking. Yes, Ruto, if you say Ruto must go, what are we offering for 2027? I wish, and I was hoping to see that on Sunday, that the group that converged in Mount Kenya, they said, this is our strategy, this is what we want to go. Because when you tell me that you're going to have a new political party, how many political parties do we have? Okay. We still have existing political parties.
Let's listen to the Deputy President speaking in Wamunyoro, just to get a sense of what kind of discussions